Hello and welcome to the channel. Today's video is a part 2 on one I did last week asking the question, are we intrinsically good? So today I'm building off that theme and looking at the connection between festivals and human identity and the importance of holidays and how those connect together. So these ideas are coming from Josef Pieper. For this video, I am going to give you a brief recap and then we'll look at what does he say festivals really are? Like, what's the heart, the root of a true festival? And then what's the difference between that and a fake festival? Which, especially around this time of year as we're building up to Christmas, I think most of us are very tangibly aware of. There's a sense of fake festivity that we can sort of feel wafting around us right now. And what would Pieper say is the difference? Like, what's the root of a true festivity counter to that? Which I think is a really fun question to dig into. So that's where we're headed. Let's get into it. First off, Pieper makes the distinction between things that serve another purpose, so things that are useful or valuable, and things that are intrinsically or inherently good in and of themselves. And we can see this in that most of our work throughout the day is aimed at another good. So like we have a day job so that we can make money so that we can pay our bills. Both of those are good things, but they serve something else. So our job is a good thing. It serves another need. Like we wouldn't go to work if we didn't have to. And then there are a lot of good things that we do throughout our lives and our days that fit into this category. And he's saying there are some things that are good in and of themselves. They don't need to serve another purpose. And there are a few of these, like beauty, he says, is one of them. Contemplation, or like a deep, deep awareness, not even a questioning, but just being aware of the goodness of the world or your place in it is another one. And then he talks about being and how our being is inherently good. If you want to dig into that, check out this other video here, but that's the premise we're working from in order to get to his definition of festivity. And it's really very critical because he says that the heart of festivity comes from the joy of knowing that our existence is good. So there you go. There's your starting point, which is a strong statement, but he's saying, yes, if we believe thoroughly, like we have this belief within us that our existence is good, then that makes us joyful. Like, how could it not? And it is from this joy in our own existence and our own place in the world that festivity naturally offshoots, that it naturally stems from. And this is something we feel very naturally in our relationships. And it's part of why Christmas and the holidays, so many movies and themes around it are based around family, because relationships are what very naturally connect us back to this. A loving relationship is what most affirms or supports the notion that our existence is good. Because if we love someone else, we're glad they exist. That's basically what that means. Like if you really love someone, so that even if they're far from you or you don't get the pleasure or the joy of spending time with them, because presumably there's someone you want to spend time with, you're still glad that they exist somewhere else. And that even if they're having a bad day or they're really sick, you are still glad they exist. Their existence is a good thing. And this is something we're more aware of for ourselves when we are loved by other people, which is what we're more aware of around the holidays. It's part of why we want to be with our family and our friends, where we feel that sort of deep spirit of the holidays, right? True festivity is present when we're with people we love, that naturally brings it about, but it doesn't stop there. It's not just about being in a family or being in a loving relationship. That stems from the deeper root of understanding that our existence is good. So he's saying the family is a natural offshoot from that, but that's the real heart of it. And so it makes sense. When we're with our family, we're naturally more in tune with this placement within ourselves, with this reality that our existence is good, because we're around people who believe that for us. But it's not the family that's making it true. It's the family that's maybe making us more aware of this truth. So then, completely counter to this, of course, is this sort of fake or empty or false notion of festivity that's very commercialized, very political. It's all about serving another end. So back when we were doing the recap and defining terms, he has the difference between things that are intrinsically good in and of themselves and things that serve another end. Commercialism, off the cuff, it's easy to see. People are using the spirit of Christmas, people are using the holidays as a means of making lots of money in their stores. And that tends to rub us the wrong way. We're like, why do I feel like you're sort of taking advantage of me? Because they sort of are. It's kind of the goal. It's kind of a whole spiel. Same thing if you get politics mixed in there in any way. You can feel oh, that's not sincere. It's You are claiming to be a part of my family. You're claiming to care about me and have this spirit of festivity, but you don't actually mean it. You want something from me. It's almost like a miniature version, like a very minor version of like being in a manipulative relationship. You are claiming that you love me so that you can get something from me. It doesn't feel good. We don't like that. Fake festivity has nothing to do, like it's not connected to this root of saying and like affirming that our existence is good. It's not springing from a deep root, right? It's not connected to anything substantial. It's very shallow. So I suppose the good news or the hopeful news is that if we have this awareness that our existence is good, we're never doomed to just live in this sort of like shallow fake festivity. We don't actually have to have anything to do with that. It doesn't have to enter into who we are or what we really believe or really feel about ourselves, never mind about the holidays as well. The main conclusion, like the final point he's making here, is that the festivals are not an escape from reality. That's completely wrong. If anything, they're like gaining a deeper awareness and like getting back in touch with reality. That's his point, is that at root, reality itself must be a source of joy. Otherwise, we can't have festivals. We can't have true holidays and like this true joy because we don't have like the root to grow the tree from. Like you need that first. So this idea of escaping reality or like jumping into commercialist activities in the spirit of Christmas or any form of festival is like very backwards, very upside down. It's never an escape from reality. It's a deeper entrance into it. So that's what I have for you today. Whew. I hope you found it really interesting and that it gives you some good food for thought around the holidays this time of year. Thank you very much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time.